Okay, so getting started on the Shopbot Gaming Desktop Organizer. So the first decision after you've got your sketches done is to decide which template you're going to begin with. So for this demonstration, I think I'm going to go with the Xbox Organizer. So I'm going to first click from Schoology on the Xbox Organizer F3Z file, and I'm going to click it, which is going to force me to download it into my downloads folder of my laptop.
You can count on Credit Karma
for a clear
view of your finances and your progress.
Now, if I go to my File Explorer down here,
those financial personal bests,
I should be able to go to my downloads folder
progress never
and
felt
double
so
click
good.
on that file,
Intuit Credit
and
Karma.
it should
Karma
open
you can count
automatically
on. Download the app today.
in Fusion. So I'm going to get you started with this video
There's a new
on
class of
just
blockbuster drugs.
creating your
Drugs
base.
like Ozempic. They're changing
The base
bodies,
is going to
and
be
all of a
what
sudden,
your
just the weight
organizer kind of
starts
rests
falling
on. It's
off.
like the foundation of
Fortunes.
your
They
project.
just got too expensive.
So hopefully from your sketch you have an idea of what your base shape might look like.
Skepticism.
The impact of these drugs.
This is interesting. You must first upload the file to make an editable Fusion
From
design.
the journal,
So it looks like I have to
$1
select
Shop. Tap now
from
to
my
listen on
downloads the
Spotify.
Xbox Organizer and hit open. All right. So it should appear here momentarily. Apparently, my Fusion needs to be updated. All right, here it is. So if it opens exactly like this, you're going to want to switch to design. So up here in the top left, you're going to want to move to the design window. All right. So the very first thing, since we're working on the base, is you're going to want to activate the base. So you're going to hover over the component titled base, and you're going to want to click on the little radio button right there. I've already, if you open up this little arrow right next to the base, and then you open up the little arrow, sideways arrow, next to sketches, you're going to see a sketch called Start Here. Double click on it. On that sketch, I've already created for you, that is 3 inches below the Xbox controller. So you can kind of see it floating, this little sketch, 3 inches below the Xbox controller. So what we're going to do is you're going to create a shape that represents the base or the floor of your project. So this could be as simple as a rectangle. That when you're done, when you finish that sketch and extrude it, 0.5 inches, it would look something like that. And you can see that it's directly beneath my controller. But that's kind of simple, and that's kind of boring, right? So I'm gonna undo, undo, undo. Maybe I want something a little bit more creative, like maybe the shape of an Xbox controller or something. So if I wanted that, maybe I would go to the internet. Maybe I would go to the online, and I would search Xbox controller. I want to type in the word silhouette. Maybe I'll spell that correctly, I don't know. Silhouette gives you a nice clean shape that I can then create an SVG from. So if I go to images and I click on this and I right click and I copy the image, all you have to do is actually not copy, I apologize, right click and save the image. You have to save it. As long as it's a JPEG and you save it to your downloads, remember what the name is, you can go to a website called SVG Converter. It's called Free SVG Converter. And if you upload your picture that you just downloaded, you will find that it generates an automatic SVG that you can then download by clicking on this. Download. Now it's going to save it as an SVG in your same downloads folder. Remember the name of it, or I can give it a new name so I remember what I called it, Xbox Controller. And now you go back to Fusion. And then you can insert an SVG from computer, Xbox Controller, and now if I grab this little corner, I can stretch it, and now you'll see I have the shape. It's two-dimensional geometry, but it's the shape of an Xbox controller. Be careful how big I make it, because there is a limitation in the amount of material that we're allowed to use in this project. But if I kind of center it right over the controller, and then I'm going to click OK. Now if I finish my sketch, I can extrude all of this, which I'm going to have to probably maybe just draw a box around it all. Maybe I'll hit X, and then I'll drag and hold my mouse and highlight. That didn't work. Apparently I have to click everything, guys. It's okay. It's about having patience in life. So yeah, one of the downfalls of SVGs is it traces everything. Hi. He's probably in autos. So sometimes you can't click on a shape because it's trying to click on this solid object, which is the Xbox. So I'm going to turn the eyeball off of the Xbox, which now allows me to click on the two-dimensional geometry, which is kind of like hidden inside of that object. Okay, I picked it all. Now I'm going to type in 0.5 and hit OK. Turn my Xbox controller back on, and now I've got a really cool shape underneath for my base. It's all about the base, right? Like that song. I'm going to activate my assembly now so I can see what everything looks like. That's pretty cool. So the next step in the next video, I'm going to help you with creating the arm that kind of like comes up out of the base and holds and supports the Xbox controller. Alright, click save. Alright. Actually, before we end this video, if anybody's interested in doing any kind of like pocketing in here, activate your base, right, and add a sketch. So maybe you want to do some of the buttons and some of the joysticks and things like that. So to do that, I could actually turn on my original sketch that has some of this geometry in here, or if I wanted to, I could add a sketch and I could start to cut out features. But I would want to make sure that I have my base activated before I do that. Okay? Alright, thank you for watching.